Alright, welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris and I am here to bring the high-rev perspective.
And my name is Josh and I will be bringing the low-rev perspective.
Alright, today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Radical Power Hitter, and I'm going to be comparing that to the Hammer 3D Offset Assault and the Storm Ion Pro.
And I'll be comparing it to the Track Theorem and the Storm IQ Tour AI. These comparisons will give us and you an idea of what these pieces look like going down the lane. At the end, we will give our honest, unbiased review anywhere from nuts to trash. Today we are bowling here at Bolero Via Linda on a fresh house shot. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you out on the lanes.
Alright, just wrapped up throwing the brand new Radical Power Hitter, and I never threw the original hitter or the hitter Pearl, so this is the first time I've seen this. Going down the lane, I liked how controllable it was kind of off the spot. It really wanted to see it and make the corner, but I saw it was more forward through the pins, so I liked to see that. I kind of had to move a little bit further left because I felt like if it saw the friction too early, it was pretty clean and angular. So I had to find a little bit more oil and get the brake point more down lane, but I never really saw it struggle getting off the spot, which I really like to see. So now we're going to go ahead and compare that to the Ion Pro. Alright, just wrapped up throwing the Ion Pro, and for me, the Ion Pro I felt like was cleaner, but I also thought it was smoother off the spot. The Power Hitter definitely wanted to see it and make the corner, where the Ion Pro, it also wanted to make it, but it also was a little bit more rounded and smoother off the end of the pattern than the Power Hitter. So now we're going to go and compare that to the 3D Offset Assault. Alright, just wrapped up throwing the 3D Offset Assault, and this one I thought was quite a bit more rounded. I had to play a little bit further to the right. If I got a little too far left, it just never really wanted to see the pattern the right way. So getting closer to the friction was definitely the play for the 3D Offset Assault. Just keeping my angles a little bit more in front of me, just so I had enough friction to make the corner and actually continue through the pins. So, alright, final thoughts on the Radical Power Hitter. For me, I really liked the ball motion. It kind of reminded me of the Radical Torpedo, where it really kind of it slowed down when it needed to and didn't really feel like it struggled to make the corner. So I really liked the ball motion, but I feel like sometimes I almost had to be perfect. The couple that I didn't really catch the right way, even when I got forward, it still kind of jumped on me. So I wasn't too convinced on the missed shots, but the shots I threw really good were really, really good. All right, for the final rating for the Power Hitter, I'm gonna have to give this one a meh. It's really close to fire, but I just feel like it wasn't quite as versatile as I wanted it to be fire. So it's definitely on the higher end of meh for me.
Just wrapped up throwing 10 shots with the new Radical Power Hitter. This ball for me, again, didn't know quite what to expect, but out of a shinier hybrid, it reacted more of a Pearl for me. I felt like it was a little bit further down the lane and it was a little sharper off spot. Really, for me, kind of reminded me of the newer recent Torpedo. Very, very close in the way they shaped, I felt like. I did have to be speed sensitive. If I got quick, it did not hook. So either had to be softer or at least get it to friction at some point early enough to where it didn't want to just skate down the lane. But if I got it there, it reacted really nicely off spot. Again, I would probably touch it with just a bit of surface, being the straighter player, wanting to see that just blended a little bit nicer for me. That way I didn't have to be so speed sensitive. But for what we're bowling on, it did blend the lane out fairly well. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the Track Theorem and see how it compares. Just finished up with the track theorem. This ball for me is one of my all-time favorites, and it blended the lane out fairly well for what we're bowling on right now. I did make an execution error in there, but again, when I threw it correctly, it was shaping the right way. Compared to the power hitter though, I would say it's definitely earlier. Not necessarily more forward, but it picked up sooner and still got off spot quicker. But I saw it like want to see the lane about a couple feet sooner than the power hitter. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw 5 shots with the IQ Tour AI and see how it compares. Just finished up with the IQ Tour AI. This ball for me, I would say, is a little too clean for what we're bowling on right now. I call it the bipolar reaction, where it either gives me everything or gives me nothing. And today, that's what it was doing. It needed a little bit of surface just to kind of help blend that out. Had to be very careful with the speed, because if I was quick at all, it missed the spot. Relative to the power hitter, because it was symmetrical, it definitely gave me a more downlane shape, more off spot, not so forward. But I would probably still throw these around the same time. Just depends on how much volume there is to give me, the different type of shape that I'm looking for. Final thoughts on the radical power hitter. This ball for me, again, reminded me quite a bit of that torpedo. I felt like they were fairly similar, maybe just a hair shinier. But for what we're bowling on today, I'm gonna have to give this ball a fire. I think it was pretty good going down the lane. Like I said, I would touch it with just a hair of surface, but I still felt like it gave me a really good ball reaction. I feel like this is something I would be comfortable going to, even right now without knowing what it did.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.